Yeah, so called you here at this company All Hands to just talk about the failure. I screwed up. Not gonna lie. I screwed the pooch. I bit the dust. I almost kicked the can. And y'all almost kicked me to the curb. So, you might have heard what happened, and I'm not proud about it. So I thought that I was wrong, dead wrong. And then I did some research. Well, it turned out I was right. So I was wrong about being wrong. But I'm telling you straight up right now, it was the scariest 5 minutes of my entire life. Failed it! Woo! Guitar sounds. Let's talk about failure stories. If you've done anything with risking your life, you've probably had a couple of failures here and there on your resume. I know I have, but I'm calling BS on a lot of the failure stories out there. Because it's just like failure porn, but it doesn't do anything. I'm talking about the really, not quite failure stories. You know what I'm talking about. You guys, I'm really sorry. It was such a horrible mistake. It was the worst day of my life. I sent out a newsletter, and instead of dear insert name, it said dear asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. It was a mail merge disaster. It was the worst day of my life. Oh my God! I had done everything I could to win, and it was horrible. It was the worst failure of my life. Instead of coming in first place out of 100 people, I came in second, and I just didn't know how to own it and tell everybody that I wasn't the most beautiful in the pageant. I was the second most beautiful in the pageant. I was a number 2. Hi, I'm Influencer Kathy, and I bet you're wondering how to fail with grace, and then succeed again, and then fail and lose it all again, and then get it back, then how to write your template story from rags to riches to rags to riches to rags to riches, and then even more riches. So you can get my template at Influencer Kathy, and I'm telling you, it's made all the difference, because a failure story isn't a failure story unless it's a rags to riches and rags, then back to riches, then back to rags. Then I almost didn't make it back to riches, but I did. Okay. Those are stupid stories, and that's the point. There's some bad failure stories out there, and I call BS on all of it. That's my crown. Here's the thing. Failure stories are really important for credibility. But if we're gonna do failure stories right, and there's something to be said for them, let's do them right. Let's honor the intent. So there's 3 things. There's 3 big things that I think you need to make a failure story work for you. The first, stakes. Have some real stakes. None of the superficial mail merge, you got the name wrong. Big deal. Now, if that mail merge program, okay, yes, I'm channeling 1998, but look, if that mail merge program cost you an investment in your business to the tune of a couple $1 million and you couldn't pay your employees because of it, okay, fair. But let's just remember that everybody gets names wrong, everybody gets typos wrong, and the risk of that is really, really low. The risk of something happening because of that. So let's put some stakes in your story. What was at risk? tell me something that really mattered. The second thing after the stakes is making sure you're vulnerable and you tell it with humility. It's okay to have some sense of humor. You've come out of it. You're on the other side. Have some humility and vulnerability. The worst thing you can do is tell a story and then blame other people. So own it. Own your role in it. And then finally, what did you learn from it? How did you emerge from that story better off? How are you better off? And what lesson did you learn that now, because you know that, you can help other people avoid the same mistake? Because when you raise the stakes, number one, number two, tell it with some humility and vulnerability with the right intent. And number three, talk about what you genuinely learned and how it changed you for the better so you could help other people. That's a failure story. And that's a failure story worth telling. All right, everybody. Don't be number two. Don't be number two.